Hey folks, Crazy Climber 80 here again, and this time we're going to look at a game called The Glob, and this was created in 1983 by a company called Epos, E-P-O-S. I don't know that they did anything else at all. They might have, but probably not much. I had never seen or heard of this game until recent years. This game is also called Super Glob and Beastie Feasty. But I'm guessing that the Glob was the most recognized name of people who had actually seen this game. Probably not very many. But it is a multi-leveled fixed-screen action game in which you are the titular Glob. And you try to eat all the snacks in a level. And then you get to advance. You have two buttons in the game. One calls up elevators and brings them down to your floor. And another allows you to cling to the ceiling. And when enemies get below you, you can drop down and squish them. You can also squish the enemies with the elevator. But the enemies will not just sit there underneath you in the game. not like they do in the attract mode. You will have to hope that your timing is right when you drop onto them. The idea isn't too bad. See those little buttons? They will call the elevator. You can get squished by the elevator too, so watch out. But yeah, you just press the button that calls the elevator when you're underneath one of the buttons. And, oops, he got squished. You'll need to get off elevators and call different elevators to be able to reach certain floors, because you won't be able to get all the snacks often when you're on one of the later levels, at least, and you'll need to call up different elevators to be able to reach certain snacks. The enemies can also call up the elevator. They can also press the button, and on later levels you'll have to wait until they're done calling an elevator so you can get it to come down to you. And this becomes really annoying later in the game because the enemies will respawn quickly. There, I killed him. Sometimes the collision detection is messed up when you swear you drop down on an enemy and it doesn't count and you die. I'm not really a big fan of this game. Come on, frog, let me squish ya. There we go. But yeah, I have to call up a different elevator to be able to reach the other snacks. Oh, crap. But yeah, remember there's two buttons, one to call the elevator and one to cling to the ceiling, where you can just push down and drop down on an enemy and squish him. And again, you can squish them with the elevators. Now we've got ice cream cones to eat. If you see a solid wall, you won't be able to go through it. It doesn't matter on this level, but on later levels you'll have to make note of that. There'll be other elevators that you'll need to take to get to the other snacks. There, I squished a critter. Yikes. He respawned quickly. The enemies respawn quick, and they move quick on the later levels. Yikes. Rabbit almost got me. There we go. But yeah, the collision detection is messed up. That's bullshit. I should have squished him. Yeah, I don't like this game that much. The idea isn't bad, but it's technically flawed. Whoa. Got lucky there. Get an extra life at 20,000. I think maybe every 20,000. Now on this level, level 4, we have, I guess, carrots. But yeah, get used to having to take different elevators to get the different snacks. And notice that little white button is what you need to press with one of the buttons on the control pad to call the elevator down to you or up to you, wherever you're at. Yeah, the enemies won't lay or stand right under you to be squished. And remember, you can get squished by the falling elevator, just like the enemies can. Oh, I think I should have squished him there too. That's crap. Note at the very bottom that you have a energy level, and when that runs out, you lose a life. So you have to get those snacks real quick. And on the later levels, it becomes just about impossible to do it in time, because the enemies keep respawning and respawning and move quicker and quicker, and they'll be calling the elevator up like crazy, and you'll have to wait for it to come back to you. It really sucks. Or keep pressing the button and hoping that it'll override their command and come down and pick you up. Yep, that game's over. I don't like the sound effects, and I don't like the way that the game is technically flawed. I'm just not a big fan of this game. Like I said, I'd never seen it in arcades before. But that is The Glob by Epos. I'm just going to call him Epos. In 1983. The game is also known as Super Glob and Beastie Feasty. It's a weird little game. But yeah, the enemies do not wait underneath you. You have to hope that your time is right, that you land on it, and the game doesn't screw you over with technical glitches when you should have been able to squish them and it doesn't count and you die. But those are the enemies. Let's look at the later levels. Level 6, you can pick up tacos. And on level 7, you can get candy canes. Look at all those elevators that you have to call up, all those buttons. And then I guess those are bananas on level 8. And level 9, there are ham hocks. There's a total of 24 different levels. There's some raspberries, I guess. Lemons. And then they repeat, starting back over at 1 after you beat level 24. Although it says 25. There's gift boxes, I guess. And then strawberries, I guess. I don't know what those weird boxes to the far right are, but they do nothing. We'll just look at... There's ice cream cones. We'll just look at the level layouts for, up to 24 before they start back over at 1. Yeah, it gets really hard to know where to get off at certain elevators to be able to pick up the snacks, or which elevators will take you to the snacks that look out of reach. And then, like I said, the enemies get faster and they call up the elevators much quicker, so you have to fight for control over the elevator, and sometimes they'll leave you without an elevator because they're calling it up, and you have to wait for the elevator to be brought down to you with an enemy inside it, which really sucks. And then you also have to worry about the energy meter running down, and later levels become pretty much impossible to complete before that runs out. But the meter refills and after a life is lost, and then you get then all the snacks you already ate are gone, which is good. But that was the Glob by Epos in 1983, also known as Super Glob and Beastie Feasty. This is Crazy Climber 80 saying thanks for watching the Glob by Epos in 1983, and I will catch you later with another video. See you then, folks. Bye-bye.